Bon, donc voilà. Nouveau pour tes offres à 12h30. Ah oui, non, mais là, j'ai pas attendu. Je vais pas attendre les bons jeux.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganeth Heros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Danans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Danans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it. They killed us. Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die. Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who are all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Danans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganeth Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen, but treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegus aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dana.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Danans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around. A little longer. There might still be...
Where are you going?
Since when do I need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Ganeth Haros.
I know that, but our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shion?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. But I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
C'est passé un
That's
truc,
what you
on va
want.
jamais laisser
Won't push
activer.
any further.
I'm sorry.
Ça se trouve, les souvenirs de Naori.
It's fine.
Ça se trouve, c'est Naori.
Just
Imagine.
don't be too hard on yourself. Okay? No way! All right. Having to inform him up.
Oh, calme. Et elle est morte.
Our son died isn't an easy thing to do.
But if not us, then who? That's what...
Sorry.
Yes.
Pardon?
All right.
Pas les couilles.
How can she think
Pas
of
les
putting her
couilles,
son
mais-
to rest as work?
Total.
Because that's the way people were made to think about every aspect of their lives.
I know she doesn't mean anything bad by it. I know that, but
Yes.
What?
Hmm?
Hmm.
Hmm?
I'm afraid not.
I'm sorry.
Rinwell,
Huh?
Hmm?
good.
Hmm.
Ah, elle est quand même sensible.
That little speech you gave back there was pretty impressive, Alvin.
If you call letting your emote...
Something's eating at you again, huh?
I don't know if I would say that. I mean... Actually, I guess I do have one or two things on my mind. My people, we lived in hiding, so we never really experienced the full extent of Renan oppression. Not directly, anyway. After Almadria killed my mother and father, though, I guess that's when I started hating them so much. The Renans, I mean. But then I think of all those people who were born into slavery. The ones who never even got angry in the first place because it was all they ever knew.
I hear you. Every city we've been to, it's the resistance that gets labeled the troublemakers for having the guts to do the right thing.
When it comes down to it, sometimes I wonder which of us really has the better way.
You can't let your anger eat away at you, Rinwell. But then again, losing your parents that way... Hell, who could really blame you for it if you did? I guess what I'm trying to say is... sorry. Hell, it's hard putting this stuff into words.
No, I get it. You're saying that grief and anger are different than hatred. I never thought of it like that. But hearing you say it, it makes sense. Thanks, La.
You're welcome?
I think we've helped these people just about as much as we can.
Bon, il va se passer enfin un truc là.
What?
Je vais fermer ma gueule.
What's that noise?
Helpin', this is bad! Look at the sky!
Huh?
C'est quand même pas la lune. Putain, ça va être la transition pour passer sur une autre planète.
What's happening to Rena and Lenegis?
It looks like Lenegis is transforming? But into what? What's going on?
How the hell are we supposed to fight the Renans if they're packing that kind of arsenal?
It seems they've broken their silence at last. My concern is that object they've dropped into the water. It's as if they're driving a literal wedge into Dana.
Not just into Dana, but her own resistance too. And what's with that beam of light coming down from above? Got any idea what that could be?
Astral energy.
Are you serious? All of that is astral energy? But that...
It's a lot for sure. Not even all the astral energy harvested by every lord combined compares to that column.
They're trying to squeeze every last bit of energy out of the planet.
But why? I thought they only needed to harvest astral energy as part of the crown contest.
Who cares? If we don't stop it now, the whole of Dana is going to be hollowed into oblivion.
Oblivion.
Do you think that red woman is behind this?
It certainly wouldn't surprise me. Just as the Sovereign, the Maiden, and all 5 Master Cores are gathered in one location, she appears out of nowhere bearing a 6th core. She then forces the two of you to help her assemble the Renis Alma. Just what kind of person is this woman?
You mean you don't know her?
Pardon?
She was there at your palace, wasn't she? I figured you knew who she was.
Are you saying I should be familiar with this woman?
Well, sure. I remember seeing her with you back at Adelina Palace several times. Everyone in the guard always wondered who she was.
Now that you mention it, I remember seeing her with Balsef too. You saw
J'ai
her,
même
right,
pas fait gaffe.
Shion?
Oh, sorry.
Avec
I
Valros,
drifted off.
je l'ai vu.
As far as I remember, the first time I saw her was when we ran into her in Pelagian.
Seriously? How could you two not notice her before? She sticks out like a sore thumb.
I guess I always figured she kept an eye on the lords for the Renin top brass.
You're sure you don't remember ever seeing her before?
I'm certain of it. My memory has never failed me.
But if it's not that, then...
We'll get to the bottom of this later. Right now, that wedge is a bigger concern.
Well, what are we gonna do then? We're not gonna be able to leave Ganath Haros until we come up with a plan, right?
Cyslodia lies beyond the northern mountain range.
Yeah, but we haven't found a single route through those mountains while we've been here. And we haven't gotten clues from any of the freed locals either.
Surely there must be a way through. This realm can't have been completely isolated from the rest of the outside world for 300 years. Volron may have simply sealed and hidden it.
Okay, then let's try asking the townspeople again if they know anything. Who knows? We might have missed something the first time around.
Sounds good to me. Better that than trying to build a boat from scratch. Let's start searching.
That must be Rena's true power.
I bet the whole of Dan is losing its mind right about now.
And just when we'd finished liberating all the realms. So much for things getting somewhere close to normal.
It's too calculated. As if whoever's behind all this was watching us.
The people of Pelegion seem pretty unfazed given the circumstances.
They've yet to get the full range of their emotions back. Maybe it's for the best. Can you imagine the panic otherwise?
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to leave, that's for sure.
Whatever Lenegis is planning, it's a fair bet this wedge they've sent down is just the beginning.
Even now, they're stealing away Dana's astral energy as we speak. Come on, we don't have much time.
Hey, when that wedge dropped down on Dana, did anyone else see any weird light?
Where are these Foreland Mountains exactly?
Non, c'était là. Il y avait un autre lieu à visiter.
Those are the mountains you encounter if you walk deep enough into the Lavtu marshlands.
I don't remember there being any sort of path like that around there.
It's possible we overlooked something before. It wouldn't hurt to look again.
Bon, on va enfin pouvoir continuer. L'idéal, ce serait de le finir demain le jeu.
Armored soldiers!
Some of Volron's former guards.
Let's take them out quick before things get messy.
Oh, glory unto Volron!
Lay down your arms, and no one has to get hurt.
Silence! Traitors like you shall never walk free.
I knew you were stubborn, but you don't have to be so damn
Fort là.
Far enough! Here I come! Anything in order!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Here I come!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that. Thanks so much. Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too.
Rising Warrior!
alors, renouveau de l'entraînement.
Then tonight's meal is on you. Keep going.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Donc il y avait une grotte.
What's with the hole? Is that supposed to be their hideout?
It doesn't look like it's freshly dug, whatever it is. Maybe it's the entrance to a path to slow. Everything all right?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Let's go. I don't know when it happened, but we sure are in love these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out, like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. You'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure, filled with memories.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Tell me, Alphen, wherever did you learn how to wield a sword?
I was wondering the same thing too, actually. I'm guessing you knew how to fight before you met the Crimson Crows, right?
I used to be a soldier who served a Danon master. I never saw the guy's face, but I still fought for him because he was my employer. Looking back, it wasn't all that different from being a slave.
A Danon master? That must have been before the Renans brought you to Lenegis 300 years ago.
You must fight using Danon techniques then.
Really? We used to have our own sword arts?
There's our own history we've lost since the Renans first invaded. It's not all magic and art. I'm sure it includes things like sword styles too. It's incredible and also a little surreal to see those arts still survive after all this time.
Not only that, but I first learned these moves while serving one ruler, only to end up turning my sword on the ruling class altogether. Pretty ironic when you think about it.
I apologize if I generated memories for you.
Nah, we're good. It's in the past now. All we ever did in those days was stir up trouble.
You're using this for a good cause now. It's not all bad.
I suppose this is what people mean when they say that every cloud has its silver lining.
Exactly. He's using those sword skills to make the world better. Could be a lot worse.
True enough. I will stop worrying about mentioning it then.
Corbeau? Merde.
No wonder we couldn't manage to find them. They've been holed up here all this time, hiding.
The remnants of Volron's forces. You think they were planning an ambush on Pelegion?
Possibly. Then again, knowing how blind their devotion is, maybe they were just waiting.
Waiting? For Volron, you mean?
Even though we already defeated him? But yes, I suppose you're right. For these guys, that would just be a technicality. They act more like worshippers than subjects. They're probably still in denial as overthrown in the first place.
Either that, or they were biding their time until the next crown contest. Either way, their allegiance is to their lord.
Convinced and expectant will return. So in the meantime, they wait patiently in preparation for the day that he finally does. That's way more than just loyalty. It's no less than total subjugation.
Ah mais c'est encore les monstres de... Ah non, on est en train de... Ah si, c'est encore les monstres de base. On peut rechanger les monstres.
Practically unstoppable.
You've noticed it, haven't you?
Notice what?
I'm referring to Shion.
I never thought you, of all people, would come to me about her.
Yes, well, what concerns me has more to do with what machinations may be currently unfolding in secret on Lenegis as we make our way along this tunnel.
And you're saying it's related to Shion in some way?
Perhaps. He believed there was a good possibility that the Renis Alma may free her from her thorns. One would think after losing the Renis Alma, she would be more dismayed, and yet she isn't. Why? There's also the he inherited from...
You heard what she said. She didn't know about the Maiden's power.
Mere ignorance does not preclude her deep connection to the events unfolding around us. You recall when her thorns went in Castle Delpharis. I've never seen dark astral energy manifest in such a way.
I thought you said all Renans had dark astral energy inside of them.
Correct. However, what Shion exhibited was far beyond what any ordinary citizen could ever possibly possess. And let me be clear. I do not intend to cast doubt on Shion, or her motives. Nevertheless, I cannot shake the feeling that there's more to all of this than what we currently know. Do you disagree?
No sooner said than done!
On est en train de rouler sur les ennemis là. Comment tu voulais que je level up?
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Shion actually look frustrated. Now!
Consider yourself finished.
Step back. This one's all law.
It's obvious that people used to go
112
through
points
here
d'XP,
in order to
ça
get
sert à rien de level up en vrai.
to
Si, les
the
PC, tu me
council.
diras, les PC.
You think Volron really did seal it off to keep it hidden then?
Seems like it. Those soldiers we encountered might have...
Ensure you survive this.
Fires attack! Where are you going?
I'm not done. Now take this. Take this.
Reload!
Mirage, pistol.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that wasn't true.
No, I mean, you're even better. Never seen Xion actually look better.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Leave the staring to me. Yeah, and the pummeling to me.
Coming through! Ha! Scarlet Inferno!
Magic is there!
Rising Wyvern! Try harder! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Benediction light.
Strike! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Ha! You're mine! Rising Wyvern!
Radiant Star! Burning Strike!
No, it's me.
What's with that shining foe over there?
Come and face me!
Here,
Rising Wyvern! I owe you
Where
one!
are you going?
Mirage! Rising Wyvern!
Lightning of Radiant
No further.
Rising Wyvern!
Seal! If it's in the sky, it's
You
mine!
airborne scoundrels.
Rising
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Now let loose! Eat dirt!
Resonate with the earth.
Rising Wyvern!
The enemy wields art
To stop you dying? You'll soon see about that!
Mirage!
Negative gate.
Rising Wyvern!
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Ah, il faisait de la magie, il aurait dû garder l'attaque d'Erin.
Mirage!
Now, magic is
Resonate with the earth.
Rising Wyvern!
Do it! Here! Astral energy!
Say no more. That astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything.
I see supplies and other signs people were living here. Even Zuvo
Burger.
pages.
Definitely looks like this is where the remnants of Volron's forces hold him. Yeah.
They were hiding in a place like this all along.
Ah, j'ai peut-être trouvé
Go no further!
les ingrédients qui me manquaient.
Anything in order.
Rising Wyvern! You picked the wrong fight! Rising Wyvern!
Shield from calamity.
An astral bomb?
Take
That's my cue!
Rising Wyvern!
Shut him down.
Merde, j'ai déjà fini de casser tout ça.
Rising Wyvern!
elusive deity.
Come one, come all! Eat dirt!
I never miss!
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Resonate with the earth.
In here!
Here I go!
More projectile!
Rising Wyvern!
Death from the wind.
Ah! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing proton blast!
Mirage!
Dance in the wind! Air now! Astral energy!
Say no more.
You sure showed them!
All in a day's work.
Hop, robe des affaires. Tac, tac, tac.
The equipment should come in handy.
Ah, j'ai dû l'utiliser autant de PS. Peut-être pas sonné depuis. Oh, les combos, les combos, les combos.
I won't forgive you!
Now you see what I can do. Lionheart.
You
Ah,
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Shield from calamity.
Leave the charges! Stop! Rising Wyvern! Eat dirt! Let loose! Stop! Rising Wyvern!
Dance on the wind.
Damn it! Too fast!
Stand back.
Mirage!
I'll trip it
If
up.
it's in the sky, it's mine!
Mirage!
Take
Take this! Rising Wyvern! I have no limits! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Dance in the wind! And again!
Rising Wyvern!
Okay, another incantation ruined.
This one's all mine!
Only the best materials in your garments.
You really do have quite the discerning eye, Dohalim.
Yeah. They all kind of look the same to me.
Ah, dès qu'on peut voyager. J'irai voir le mec de pêche déjà. Et on se prend tous les poissons.
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. With the
I thought you
blazing
were
sword
going to wreck the place.
and with my
I'm not
friends.
near Shia. Yours are not the skills of just any warrior.
Save your compliments. We have
Il est où sur les artés, tiens? Ah, ça s'approche, c'est vrai.
I'm ready for the next battle.
Je viens de remarquer. Tant pis, c'est ma faute. J'aurais dû faire gaffe.
maybe it's time I do.
How much do they have to steal from us to be satisfied?
What's that thing's purpose anyway? Some kind of siphon that sends the astral energy the Lords harvested to Lenegus?
On a accès au
Not
nouveau
as
aux
far
anciennes
as
régions.
I'm aware. That said, it has become evident since the forming of the Renis Alma that my insight may be thin. I would, as I believe the saying goes, take what I say with a grain of salt.
Dohalim.
At the very least, I believe we can assume that whoever is pulling the strings behind the scenes has had this in the works for quite some time.
Why's that?
The people on Lenegus may have plenty of resources at their disposal, but not even they could prepare something like that in a mere month. Something of that magnitude takes considerable time, as well as a predetermined goal in mind.
Then what was the crown contest for?
At this stage, I think it was but one step in the greater scheme we see unfolding before us. What that scheme is exactly, I haven't a clue. For now, I believe we should keep moving. The path continues. It's quite possible it will take us all the way to Cislodia.
Agreed. Let's keep moving.
So Shion's thorns are dark astral. Come to think of it, what happened to those 4 lights that fell from Lenegus along with the wedge?
All 4 of them scattered in different directions. It's anyone's guess where on Dana they might have landed.
I'm not entirely sure, but it seemed like different elements of astral energy.
So even though they're using the wedge to siphon off energy from Dana, they're shooting it back down to Dana as well? Why?
I don't know. It all happened so suddenly.
Hopefully it's not a sign of some new threat we'll have to deal with.
But if that red woman has anything to do with the wedge, then what could that light...
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh?
The Red Woman. Shion and Dohalim said they'd never seen her before Pelagian.
Are you saying they're lying to us?
No, it's that I think they're lying, just... There has to be some reason for it, right?
Well, one thing the two of them have in common is that they're both Renins.
Okay, you two. Put a pin in it for now. I know that we're a lot, but for now, let's focus on getting through these mountains.
Yeah.
Quand je vais refaire le jeu, je vais être parano. Je vais voir, de toute façon, je vais voir la meuf partout. Je reviens d'où j'étais. Je suis vraiment une bite, moi.
Right, here goes! Can you take it? One, come on! On your knees! You're on!
Raging Cascade!
Ready and rare! Resonate with the earth! I'll smash you! Got fire!
Nope, I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
You're on! All yours!
In the wind!
Rising Wyvern!
Sealed!
You're mine! Enough done! An astral arc?
That's my cue!
I'm ready! Remember!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got on your
Well done! Ready to go!
far enough! Not done! Rising Wyvern! Bloody howling! We managed to pull through.
Il n'y a vraiment plus rien.
Do without this pain. Rising Wyvern!
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Through armor!
There! Astral energy!
It's time!
Glacial
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Rising Wyvern!
Here goes!
Too fast!
Nope.
Stand back. I'll trip it out. You're on!
You are in tip-top shape!
How could a girl ever say no? As impressive as always.
No, I mean you're...
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! Everyone's still in one. I'll take you all on!
Where are you going? Let the marksman handle this!
Rising Wyvern! Commander of Heaven! Scenic Cyclone!
Glacial spear! Here's anything!
Might with blackened
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you truly!
take this! Turn the tables on us! Right! No time to hold back!
You fight better at a distance, but further away. You and I both.
Trop facile.
The heavens must be smiling.
It sure got cold all of us after we the peak.
La.
Yeah, we're getting close.
No choice! Rising Wyvern! Ignite!
You got ready? Here!
Rising Wyvern!
Ready!
Merde.
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Rising Wyvern!
Flying free!
Why can't they just sit still? Seal, can you take care of that? Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here is the wind now!
Rising Wyvern! Might with blackened
Air
blade!
thrust!
On roule sur le jeu.
I've been doing really great lately.
Ah, la résurrection, ça c'est bien ça.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Rising Wyvern!
Far enough! One more!
You're on!
Sealed!
Bloody howling! Rising Wyvern! Rising Wyvern!
Jab and
You're on!
assistance.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Benediction light.
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain. I'll try to be more careful.
Here's the evil. Another miss.
Rising Wyvern!
In a bind?
Rising Wyvern!
Do it! Then tonight's meal is on you.
You got it.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Ouh.
That's what I like to hear.
They won't forgive you. Far enough.
Mirage! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
I'll face you. Freeze Lantern.
Rising Wyvern! Here I come! Here I come! You're finished!
In here.
Take this! I'm not done!
Anything in armor is all mine.
I'm not done! Mirage!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Go no further.
Mine!
This one's mine. In here. Reload.
Mirage! It's on!
Lunar
Burn!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Got it!
Well done.
Can't get out of this.
Rising Wyvern!
Nothing gets by me. Not in your dreams.
A victory
Allez, à
for
moi de
the
truc.
ages.
Transaffi. Parfait. Non, c'est. Ouais, là.
My word. This must
J'aimerais
be
bien
the
voir
work
les
of
hiboux.
Providence.
Non.
Bravo, what now?
On va voir
It
les
means
costumes.
destiny.
Doalim,
I
peut-être
think it's
enfin.
a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Elle est jolie.
We made it to Cislodia.
We need to get that bridge down somehow.
It looks like we can control it from our side. Let's take a closer look.
Are you okay, Law?
Hmm? Oh, fine. Just thinking. The past is a real downer. That's why I'm focused on what's ahead of me. You?
Yeah. I'm going to stay the path. As long as we're all together, I know we'll be all right.
Same here. Now let's get moving.
Bon voyage. Mais oui, c'est vrai que j'avais jamais capté. J'avais jamais traversé ce lieu.
As I recall,
On a eu la deuxième zone.
there's a recipe.
Yeah, this is the last ingredient we need.
Then let's go ahead and prepare.
Oh, good. We can cross through here.
Stop! Who goes there?
Mine's Alpha. We're not your enemies.
Did you say Alphen? Slap me silly, it really is you!
Forgetting someone?
Rinwell! Oh, glad to see you're doing okay.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're patrolling the realm. Never thought I'd bump into you all on my rounds, though. Heck, enough of me, though. What's going on up in the sky? Feels like the world's gonna end.
That's what we're trying to figure out ourselves. And as it happens, I've got a big favor to ask.
I had an inkling that's why you'd come back. As soon as I saw you in the distance. So you beat all the lords, huh? Damn, you really must be a hero.
I just did what I had to. So can you send anybody to help Ganeth Harros?
I think we can help out. I'll hit up the other resistance groups and rustle up some support. I doubt they'll have a problem sending people once I mention it's you who's asking.
Thanks. If you guys can help out, that'll give us a chance to do something about that wedge out in the ocean.
Yeah, I think that's something only you guys can handle. Speaking of which, that thing's out in the middle of the ocean. How do you even plan on reaching it?
By boat. We're about to go look for one.
No rest for the weary, I see. Hey, what happened to that mask you used to wear?
It's a long story. Let's just say I lost it.
I sure never expected to run into Bregan. A boat, huh? Where are we gonna find one of those? It's not the kind of thing people just leave lying around.
Moi je sais où aller.
Especially not Renans. For an imperial power, they never have shown much interest in maritime expansion. Still, I dare say there should be the odd small vessel here and there.
All well and good, but that structure's slap bang in the middle of the ocean. A fishing boat won't cut it.
Let's just try to find one that won't sink us halfway out, yeah? Not that it needs to be a huge galley like Almadria's or anything.
Just as well, since we've passed, let's see, literally 0 huge galleys.
All I know is we have to reach that thing in the ocean. Anything that might work, I say we try it. Thanks to Bregan, it seems like Ganeth Harros should be in good hands, at least.
I wonder who they'll send to look after things. It'll be someone from one of the other resistance organizations, no doubt.
They could do a whole lot worse than someone like Doc. And knowledge of medicine would go a long way there.
Wait, do you mean the old guy back in Calaglia? Ganeth Harros would be one hell of a trek from there. He'd have to get here first.
My brother's old second-in-command, Legil, would be a perfect fit, too. Pity she'll probably still have her hands tied up with work in Menancia.
Mahag Sar will be the same story. They won't have the manpower as it is, let alone enough to start exporting it.
Man, everyone's still struggling to get back on their feet, huh?
Knowing Bregan, he'll probably take things into his own hands. He seems like the kind of guy who enjoys a challenge.
Thinking back on it now, though, it does kind of make you realize just how many people we've gotten to know in each of the places we visited.
That's true. And each and every connection we forged is priceless. Anyway, we can trust Bregan to take care of things from here. Come on, let's focus on the task at hand.
Oula, il y a plein de quêtes. Eh ben on a de quoi s'occuper.
Well, most of the perches are filled up now. Frankly, I'm amazed there's so many of these guys.
What cautious lives they must have lived. They deserve credit for their vitality.
But I think they look downright awe-inspiring, and so many of them are gathered together in one place.
I don't know. It's hard to relax with all of them eyeballing us at once.
Yeah, I guess owls do seem to stare.
You've done well.
He's at it again.
Come on, you know you like it.
Frankly, I never thought you'd gather so many of us.
You are so quick to rescue those in need. You have given us a big, happy family.
We're on the brink of extinction. We must work together if we are to change our fate.
Carry a burden.
Don't you worry. We can change fate. You won't be alone. I promise.
This isn't just your fight. I want us both to be together.
That was you interpreting for the owls, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's nice to see everyone getting along, but be moving on.
Just who was that conversation between?
Try not to think about it too much. Besides, there's still a few empty perches left.
We've come this far? Why stop now, right?
Hey, Hoodle, once we've managed to gather all the owls, after that... Huh?
Donc. Oh tiens, c'est parfait. Costume, est-ce qu'on peut se faire un truc stylé? Tiens, on met le cache-œil. C'est moche. Contre des glaces, j'aurais trouvé tous les hiboux. On demande de l'eau. Hein. C'est curieux. Oh, on revient tout de suite.